Welcome to Math Video Tutorials, and welcome to this tutorial in which we'll be still practicing on arc and sector in Radians. What we have got in front of us is just a basic, simple, easy exercise on arc and sector. So we got this diagram, a sector with a radius r. This one as well is r. The angle in the radian is 2 pi over 3. And the length of the arc is 80 centimeters. Let's write it down here. So this is the arc length. Now we know the formula for the area of a sector. Area of sector, capital A, is a half r squared theta, which is 2 pi over 3. I put it here in bracket. I cannot continue calculate the area with this because I do not have the radius, so I need to use the arc length in order to work out the value of the radius. So let's do that. We know the arc length is 80, and we know is equal to r times theta, which is in this case 2 pi over 3. Making r the subject, we need to do that in order to calculate it, involve us making the inverse or using the inverse operation. So you times by 3 here and also times by 3 here as well. So that gives you 240. And you need to, after that, divide by 2 pi both sides. So therefore, you get 240 over 2 pi. You can cancel it down to become 120 over pi. Will leave it like this. Now it's very important to not round at this stage. We're going to find the value, we're going to plug this in a calculator, but we're going to give as many digits after the decimal point as possible. I usually keep 4 digits after the decimal point, so let's do that. I get 38.1971. And also for the pi, I use the calculated pi, not the 3.1, not the rounded one, so do not use that one. Okay, so now all I have to do is just plug this value here with the 4 digits, of course, and in the formula. So my formula here becomes half times r squared. R is this one here. I'm going to put it in bracket, 38.1971. I put like this, right? And squared. And then times it by 2 pi over 3. Okay, so let's plug all this in our calculator and see what we get. And the calculator gives me 1527.8874. 88745. Okay, all right, so we want to round it to 3 significant figures. So this is the first significant figure. This is the second. This is the third significant figure. Everything else after this is insignificant figure. So you can see this is 27. It's close to 30. So we'll round to 1530. So the area of the sector will round to 3 significant figures. The area of the sector is 1530 squared centimeters. And that's how you answer this exercise. All right, we'll do another one after this. The question asks us to work out the exact value of the arc length, the perimeter, and the area of the sector for part A. Exact value means giving the answer in terms of pi. So let's do this one. The arc length is r theta. R is 12 times the angle in radian is 3 pi over 4. And you do this calculation. 12 times 3 is 36, divided by 4 is 9. So the answer is 9 pi. And of course in centimeters. Let's write it down here. 9 pi centimeters. For part II, the perimeter is going to be made up of the arc length, which is 9 pi. Add the 2 radius, 12 and 12, or the radii. That's 24, and the answer is going to be in centimeters, of course. So let's write it down here. 9 pi plus 24, and in centimeters. The area sector, we know it, the sector is given by the formula half r squared theta. So that's half, that's 12 squared times 3 pi over 4. We do the calculations. That's 12 squared is 144 divided by 2 is 72 times 3 pi over 4. Now 72 divided by 4 is 18. 18 times 3 is 54. That's 54 pi squared centimeters. That's the sector. Let's write it down. 54 pi in squared centimeters. You're allowed to use a calculator, of course, but just leave or keep the answer in terms of pi, as we said earlier. Part B. So all these three answers are for part A. Now part B. Part B asks us to calculate again the exact value of the area of this segment. The segment is the shaded, the blue shaded part of the diagram. So in order to calculate it, we need to recall how to calculate the area of the triangle, any triangle, using the angle. So if I just illustrate here quickly, if you have a triangle like so, and the two sides A and B and the angle between them, let's call it alpha. So the area of the triangle using A, B and the angle alpha is given by the formula. Basically you times A with B and you halve the answer, and you times it by sine alpha. So that is the formula if you want to calculate it using the angle. So we're going to use that because we've got A, B, they're both the same, they're the radius, and the angle we're talking about is A or B, this one here. We got the area of the sector, this one here. We need to subtract from it the area of the triangle. Let's do that. Write it down. Area of triangle A or B is going to be equal half times 12, that's A, times 12 again, that's B, and times sine 3 pi over 4. Now you need also to know that 3 pi over 4, the sine of this angle, is square root of 2 over 2. So let's do some calculation here. This is 144 divided by 2 is 72. 72 divided by, alright, let's write it down first. 72 times root of 2 over 2. So 72 divided by 2 is 36 root of 2. So that is just the area of the triangle. We need to subtract this from this. So we're going to say shaded area equal 54 pi, take away 36 square root of 2. And that is the answer to part B. And that's how we answer this exercise. Alright, I hope this video tutorial was helpful. Thank you for watching and take care.